and hazy dreams, where time slows down and the mind gently gleams. Floating melodies, soothing beats arise, taking us away where imagination flies. Close your eyes, enter the dreamland serene, where the subconscious tells a story yet unseen. Loved by the rhythm of trance slowly unfolds in this realm of tranquility where peace beholds.
Good morning, everybody. I hope this video finds you well. You know, I do many musings and thoughts about things, and perhaps some of you are getting tired about my preoccupation, so to speak, with affirmation campaigns. And the reason why we have affirmation campaigns listed here on Patreon and using YouTube as the venue is because many of you asked for it. In fact, many of you have specified that it is the largest value item that I can provide is more details on how to deal with affirmation campaigns, is because it's a DIY effort that an individual person can use to take control over their life. That being said, please understand, I don't have all the answers. I only have some of the answers. And of these answers, the picture is far more complex than my simple human mind can understand. One of the problems I have is that I don't lucid dream. I mean, I've had lucid dreams, very short-lived ones, enough for me to relate that I've experienced them, and I've experienced these. They call them dreams. It's not really a dream. It's something else. It's another state of consciousness. It's not a dream. I think lucid dreaming is a misnomer. Maybe you intended on going to sleep, but something else happened and you entered another state of consciousness. And I've been in a couple of those, and I can assure you that they do exist. And I have people that tell me that what they see does not always align up with what I say, and to that I say, fine. It's been my experience and my understanding and my knowledge from domain commander, that it's far more complex than us simple minds can understand. So what I try to do is provide what I'm providing. I don't know the full story. And if you're in the West or brought up in a Western-style educational system where everything is presented to you and you believe it, you're never going to be happy. You're never going to be satisfied. You can't possibly become satisfied with this kind of situation where you'll never know full answers. Okay? So you're never going to know the full answer, but you can know enough. You got a roof over your head, you got food in your gullet. Your day is okay. That's good enough. And here I'm going to provide, through these affirmation videos, teach you a little bit about navigating in this reality. The one thing I can say about this is it works. It absolutely, positively, without a question, works. Anybody who's been doing affirmation campaigns for a minimum of 3 years will tell you they work. Now, a person who just started an affirmation campaign, and I get a couple of these people, and they hop on there and they say, you know what? I did an affirmation campaign for 3 whole months, and I haven't seen anything happen. You are a fraud. You are a liar. And I block and delete them. And I ban their ISP, and they can never see anything of my content. Probably because they're too young. They spend too much time on TikTok or Douyin and expecting everything to happen instantaneously. It doesn't happen instantaneously. Okay? some things are just not possible. Well, all things are possible in the MWI. They're all possible. They're all possible. You'd be surprised. So many things are possible. But there's trade-offs with every single one. Now, today, I would like to discuss another aspect of affirmation campaigns. Don't you know? Now, the way affirmations work and the way I've been promoting them is through a vocalization. I say you read an affirmation. There's many other ways to do it. You can post images. You can surround yourself with work or hobbies that relate to your goals. You can put images or on rotating shifts on your computers that constantly post these things. All these things will manifest by your actions, which is why if you're having any kind of affirmation campaign, you must turn down the negativity to 0. Not just tune it down, but completely eliminate it. You can have an affirmation that says, I'm going to make $1 million, I'm making $1 million, yet 100 times a day you say something like, I'm so poor, I'm so poor, I'm so poor. You can't do the two things. An affirmation should be what you always talk about. All right? So all that negative stuff is crap. Keep it out. Now, a lot of the stuff that we have in our affirmations are personal, are quiet, so we don't go talking about these things. But in all ways, you have to keep a focus on what you want to manifest. Right? These things make a lot of sense. They always make a lot of sense. So you have to make sure that how you handle these things are done as part of a system. Now, it's all quanta, right? Words are cold with power. Now, this system of reading affirmations is very, very similar to how text-to-picture AI works. It's very similar. You will put text in sentences, and by changing the words, you'll get different pictures. For instance, you can say, there is a woman next to a dragon. Okay? If you add adjectives, there is a woman next to a large dragon, or a massive dragon, a gargantuan dragon, a colossal dragon. Those different words will manifest different images. And you understand that. That's why how you say your affirmations is very important. But use of adjectives in affirmations can really color your results. Don't be timid here, guys and girls. Please don't be timid. Don't be afraid. But let's consider something else. In the AI system, if the AI is able to understand what you are what you're writing, let's suppose you say, I have a large dragon, and you add a Chinese word, not an English word, a Chinese word in there. And the Chinese word describes a evil, malevolent dragon, but only in Chinese. If that AI is able to access the meaning in the dictionary of that AI, then that entire picture is going to change. I've been experimenting with this on text to image, and it works. I'll throw in some Greek terms. I'll throw in some Persian terms. Some of the terms work, some of them don't. And you have to be careful with spelling, okay? Obviously. You know, if you have an affirmation campaign and you you say something wrong, boy, you can really go off the deep end. So you got to be very careful on what you say, not what you write, but also how you say it. But you can use other terms. If you can use other terms that generate images, and you can use other terms that generate other manifestations in a prayer affirmation, then therefore the incidence of thought manipulation of quanta is a constant. Meaning, what I'm trying to say is that it doesn't matter how you do it, just that you do it. It doesn't matter how you do it, just that you do it. So you identify what you want to do, you specify what you want to do and have it manifest. You avoid doing or saying anything that's contrary to what you're trying to manifest. And when it comes time to release it, you just release it. Now, there are some people that are very, very good at this. Over time, I've become very, very good because, as you well know, practice leads to perfection. The more you practice, the more perfect you get in implementing things. Other people are born this way. And many, many people need to be trained and then need to practice and then need to implement. Kind of way it works, don't you know? So we all have to take these things into account and pay attention to these things. Now, I think overall there's nothing that I'm saying right here and right now that I haven't said before. And I don't think there's anything here that you might not be aware of. But have you really given a thought as to how you might do it? Let me pull out my little affirmation campaign book. This is what I'm using right now. I used to use a computer a lot, but it's not as handy dandy as having one of these around. Now let's see, one of my, here's a good one. My family and I are happy. My family and I are happy. It's pretty basic. It's good. I have it here. You know? And incidentally, I'm on a 3-month on, 4-month dwell. And I am right now, since this is July, I'm in the middle of it. I am deep in the middle of it. And so if I read this, my family and I are happy, that should be enough. By saying it that way, you get the impression of calmness, happiness, pleasantness. It's not abrupt, it's not radical. But let's suppose I were to change this. Add a couple of words. All of my family. Well, if I add all of my family, what does that mean? It could mean my immediate family and all my extended family to some degree. Unknown, because that's up to the quanta that manifests. What if I say my family and I are happy? I am going to change that right now. My family and we are all happy, and we are all happy. My family and myself, semicolon, we are all happy. My family and myself, we are all very happy. Do I need to do that? Don't need to do it. I could have just left it as it is. My family and I are happy. But now I wrote it, my family and myself, we are all very happy. Doing this I would argue strengthens the affirmation itself. It strengthens it. It's not an elaboration so much as it is a strengthening of it. Okay? The stronger an affirmation is, the more critical it is in your core experiences. As you live this life, it's all about experiences, guys. Make no doubt about it. If you've been reading you've been reading my intros, it's all about experiences. It's all about the experiences you have and what you learn from them. It's all about experiences. Have good experiences, guys. So, strengthen your affirmations. That's how you do it. I'm going to say a couple more words here. Hey, yeah. Here's one. It actually manifested. I wrote, my visa is long duration. Now, those of you who are not expats, you don't know, but to live in another place, if you're not a citizen, you run off of a visa or a green card. And I run off of a visa. And I say, well, I had to renew it. And I renewed it. I just renewed it. And they gave me a long duration visa. A long duration is multi-year. And so it happened. It happened. Done. My visa is long duration. Happened. Manifested. And you can say, well, of course that's going to happen. No, not of course. Anything could happen in this crazy ass world. Do not assume that just because every morning you have breakfast that you will always have breakfast. Don't assume that you drive a car and you've driven a car every single day for the last 10 years that you're going to continue to drive a car for the next 10 years. You have to put the things that matter to you solidly and squarely inside your affirmation campaign, or you run the risk of losing them, and you don't want to lose them. So always put the things that matter to you in your affirmation campaigns. Strengthen the ones that are important. Go through them with a fine-tooth comb, strengthening the ones that are important to you. And with that, people, remember, be kind to dogs and cats, and remember that I believe in you.
In the haze of a quiet Sunday morning, lost in thought, imagination soaring, dreamlike melodies fill the air, creating a world where I'm happy in there. Close my eyes and let the beat take hold, lost in a dream, I am never growing old. The rhythm flows through my veins, setting me free in this slow, soft and gentle reality.